Tom Rogic simply has to score. Rangers are in the final!
That day for the blue side of Glasgow, after what they'd been through, I knew what it meant. I understood what it meant to so many people at the club as well.
Going into the game, did you fancy your chances?
We played well. We played very, very well. It wasn't a fluky win. We deserved to win. We rode our luck, of course. We had a number of young loanees, Don Ball, young Gideon Zalalam, for example, a number of players coming in, experienced in Old Firm for the first time. Rob Keenan, Wesley Foderingham, Martin Waghorn, James Tavernier, all these guys. This was their first experience of such a big, globally recognised game. And yet, Kirsty, they had no fear. We were thrilled with their approach. Maybe it's a bit naivety, not understanding the implications of the game, possibly. Within 5-10 minutes of how we moved the ball early in the game, you knew we were going to be good that afternoon.
Kenny Miller scored early on. That must have, certainly gone some way to settling the nerves.
In Kenny and Lee, you had two players with vast experience of what the Old Firm games themselves and what it means to the people of Glasgow. So for Kenny to do that, he was mentoring the players all the way through, all the build-up. Him and Lee did a fantastic job on and off the pitch. And he gets the early goal. You see what it means to him. Look at his face, look at his excitement. So you knew that, and that calmed everyone down. They were top of the league. Going into that game, as you say, for a league above us, with a squad packed with internationals. And I've got to be honest here, this is not being rude anyway to us as Rangers. Patrick Roberts-Smith from 5 yards out. He will score that 99 times out of 100. You need the randomness of the game to go in your favour. And it did, but Celtic were a very, very good team. I've said it many times, 9 times out of 10, we would lose that game of football because of the quality they possessed in their squad. But that was our day for sure.
Into the second half, Eric Sviatchenko, he equalised, but Rangers continued to play very well.
The players deserve enormous credit. They played well, they took the ball, they moved it very well. They created chances against a very, very strong team in Celtic. And then, of course, it goes into extra time and you see what happens. And the game had everything.
Can we talk about Barry Mackay's goal? That was an incredible strike.
Yeah, I was right behind it. So if you look at the position where I am on the touchline, Kirsty, we were right behind the ball and as it arrows towards the top corner. But so you go 2-1 up. You see what it meant to the players. You saw the dejection in Celtic, but they're going to keep on fighting. And again, they get the late equaliser. And as I say, it was a game that had everything.
James Tavernier missing the second penalty, that must have been a real shock because he's normally very reliable.
An outstanding character, an outstanding player for us, for the club. What he's done in the meantime to where he is now is a story in its own right. But that day, Tav is human. Players miss penalties. You saw a couple miss in both teams. You saw McGregor hit the woodwork, again, the fine margins and the randomness of the game going your way. But what an outstanding player, Tav, and he's just got better and better. That was a blow for him, but thankfully it all worked out our way. I'm a London boy, and I was privileged to have 2 years at Glasgow Rangers. But when you come from outside and you understand, you're starting to learn, it gets into your blood very, very quickly. It does the club. You look now, it's the first result you look for. It just, speaking of Tav and the people, it just really does affect you and impact you. I'm not a big one for running around and touching the badge. You let the players do that, but you show your emotion, what it means to you. But I knew that was a big day for the blue side of Glasgow, and it was a real thankful emotion to say that it worked out our way. We could give that to the fans after all of their support. It was a magnificent match for so many reasons, but the obvious one is the pride it gave back to the blue side of Glasgow.